Hi everyone, I'm Martin, who are you? And today we are playing Cities Skylines 2 Richie Bay. Now, before we start playing the game, let me address the elephant in the room. Yes, I am talking in English, and yes, I will continue to do so from now on this channel, because I need your help, but more on that later. I also want to showcase a little bit what I've been doing off stream and off camera, which is expanding Richie Bay a little bit. So in the last episode, you might saw in Dutch, I know, we've created a Chinatown right here in Richie Bay, which I think turned out quite nicely, especially with the Yin Yin Tower here as well. But at the end of the episode, we had nothing around it. And as you can see, I've been quite busy adding with a lot of apartments, a lot of more high rises, mixed from the UK content pack and the Southwest content pack, which I think are amazing. They have a lot of original architecture, so it's really great to see something different in your city than basically every time the same building. And I think it was nice to add a few bigger apartments here that look out over the Yin Yun Tower. I think it would be quite nice to have that kind of view. Of course, we needed some shopping areas as well, so we used some mixed housing where you can shop below and, you know, live in a nice apartment on top. The same goes for the other side and here on the back side of the Yin Yun Tower as well. We have added some low rent housing as well because we quite need it. These buildings are not too big and, you know, stand out on its own, which I think is quite nice. And I've added a hotel here in the back, which I was searching a little bit for in the Find It library, but I found something that I think blends in quite well with this district. And of course, you want to have a hotel when you literally can see the Yin Yun Tower in the back. I think it's a quite lovely view for people to stay here and maybe even, you know, visit the Chinatown as well. Other than that, I've also added a college. Why? Well, we needed it. We didn't have any college here in Richie Bay, and I want to educate my citizens a little bit better, and it was just the perfect fit. Look at that, just from road to road. I've built these roads already. The college from the Eastern European pack fit in perfectly, and you know, sometimes you don't need to fight it. So I think it's a quite nice mix as well, especially with the parking garage here in the front as well, so people can easily access the college. Added some more commercial buildings in the back so it flows over into this new district quite well, and added a quite big eye catcher, which is the highest building thus far, which is an office building. Whoops, I'm so sorry. But look at that. I think it's quite nice, and I think it's a quite nice eye catcher here, especially during the evenings. So we got some higher education now. We don't have a university yet. I have some ideas for that as well, combined with a big hospital. So we create something like a university campus, university hospital. But more on that later, because I am building this district right now and I'm stuck. I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know how to go on. And yes, we are working on the Washington map from the Paradox Mods workshop. So I took the liberty to go on Google Maps and check out Washington with satellite images, and it gave me a lot of inspiration, I have to be honest, especially when it comes to infrastructure and roads and stuff like that, because I'm not good with highways. I'm not used to like these big cities with a lot of roads and triple lanes and double lanes and stuff. So it was really interesting to see how Washington was laid out, and I'm definitely gonna use some ideas basically from Washington here in this map as well. We are not rebuilding Washington, let me be very clear about that, because that's just way too hard. But I am taking some notion from the city and incorporate in Richie Bay, like this big roundabout, because I saw as my eyes won't deceive me, that you come on from this highway into this big roundabout where you can, literally choose a direction where to go into the city. And since I've copy pasted right here, it works out amazing. We don't have any congestion with traffic or anything else, so that is perfect. And when I looked at the riverside of Washington, because I was thinking about what am I supposed to build here, well, they have this beautiful scenic route alongside the river going into the harbor with some parks and, more commercial buildings and stuff like that, which I think can be quite nice, because then we have this organic kind of flow within the road as well, and not everything is very grid-like. So I'm definitely gonna do that as well, but that is for another time, because now I need your help right here. So basically the idea for this district is that it will become its own little part of the city, right? So we needed an elementary school. I've added one here as well, but it turns out it's already full, and we're not even done building some residential apartments and flats and stuff like that. So we're basically gonna need another elementary school here as well, which I'm gonna probably plop down in the near future. I do like the plop growables a lot, and not especially let the game zone, with some exceptions around here with the mixed housing, which is great. But I do like to have a little bit more control of what I'm placing where, and especially how it looks like. So I think this works. We have these apartment complexes that are built together with some plazas and some greeneries in between. We've seen this also in Hell's Kitchen. We've also seen this in the Netherlands or in Belgium. So I think that's quite nice. Here we have an apartment building and a mixed house building. So we have some shops below, but basically it's the same project, which I really enjoy as well. And then we have literally the other, well, I think maybe this is now like the biggest skyscraper, or maybe it's just as tall as that office building, I don't know. But this is a residential skyscraper with some low housing close by and an office on the corner as well, which I think works out. I do like the look of it so far, but my question is, where do I keep all these cars? Because you Americans love taking the car, and the game has that similar vibe, and I don't want to build like all these underground parking areas, because that's just plain boring. So I am thinking of doing like these things a little bit more around the city, which I think can be quite fun, especially when we detail it with some trees and some shrubbery and stuff like that. But is this realistic? Is this what you see in a typical American urban sprawl? Let me know. If not, I need to change it. But other than that, let's just try and build some more apartments, offices, mixed housing, and stuff like that, in the hope this will become a more urban area. Okay, I think this district is coming along quite nicely. So let me tell you what I've been doing for the past 2 hours. I've been really looking into the library, to finding the right apartment mix with the mixed zoning, and even some low commercial zones from the vanilla game as well. And I think it's now a quite nice combo with some gray area, some bricks, and some modern looking buildings, and some more structures that need a coat of paint, but we don't necessarily have the time nor the budget to do so. So we've added some more mixed housing here in the back, and I think when we use some of the surface tools, we can create a nice urban sprawl here. We also added some small offices here around the parking garage, and also added a medical clinic from the Eastern European pack that blends in quite well with this neighborhood, I think. which is also really needed because I only have one medical clinic around here, around Mason Square. That is a little bit of the old town in Richie Bay. So the coverage was getting quite low, and we will add a bigger hospital around here, which will cover this whole area as well. But for now, we are good again with the health department. I've also added a tiny dog park in the back, right around here, because there are a lot of puppers living in these skyscrapers, which I think is quite sad. So I really wanted to give them a park where they can run around a little bit. I also still want to add a basketball court because I feel like that's typical American within these apartments, but I don't know where yet to place it. Besides that, I also decided to keep one elementary school right here. Yes, we do need another one, but as I saw in the statistics, it's not that quite needed at this moment, and we don't have an elementary school here just yet. So my belief is that a lot of children from this district are now flocking to this elementary school, and when I build another one here, I think it will be more divided and more balanced in the game as well. And I have relocated this parking area to this big street right over here and a double parking street right over here. I think this looks way better than before, but I'm still struggling about what I am going to build here and here, because for me, this is more like a monumental row housing street where we have like rent controlled apartments. Everything looks really nice. Land value is quite high here because we have a sporting complex and some greenery here. But then we have this grayish, more urban area here. And I want to make this district flow quite naturally and realistically into the other district. But I don't know how yet. So I'm thinking maybe some apartments, maybe some mixed housing around the streets, maybe even some row housing, just a blend of what we have here and a blend of what we have here, basically mixed together into here, and hopefully that will give us a look that we go from a little bit like a lower build to a more higher ground, and hope that people can still find their way into this district as well. So every building and structure for this district is set, and I think it turned out quite nicely. Now, yes, we need to do a lot of detailing still, but I'm gonna work on that pretty soon. First, I'm gonna show you what I've been adding. So I've added a low density commercial zone right here. Unemployment was getting a little bit too high, in my opinion, in this city, and this works out perfectly. I do like this European asset, high commercial building right here. I think it looks quite amazing. It's a nice eye catcher for this district as well, especially when we add some parking and maybe some small plazas around it. And then we go into some mixed housing mixed with some row housing. I often tell some stories about cities to myself to, you know, make it more realistic. And for this, I can imagine that the mayor or the project manager from this project really wanted to buy this land, but the people who lived here said no. So the project manager had to build around it. Some more row housing in between here as well. I don't know if this is realistic or not, but this is the story I tell myself. I also put the parking street in the back, which works out kind of nice. So that's really good. But again, we do need to detail a lot because the road just ends really on the parking lot, which I don't like. So I'm gonna place some surface tools, maybe some planters in between and stuff like that. And then in this section, we continue with some more row housing and some apartment buildings in the northeast style, which we have here as well. So it's a nice flow into this new district, and we put in a welfare office to help some people out in the city who are struggling to meet to ends meet. Is that what they say? I hope so. And then we have another shopping district right here. So all in all, I think it's quite nice. We also are earning quite a lot of money right now. Our population has grown with around 5,000 citizens. I think it's even more. Yeah, 6,000 citizens. So that's been quite good. Money wise, we are earning 80K per hour, so I'm not complaining about that at all. Still, we don't have a university or a hospital, so our budget is gonna take a little blow when we add that, but now we do have some room to build that as well, which is quite nice. The only thing I'm still not understanding when I go to my statistics and I go to the population is the fact that we are still losing. Let me see. Birth rate is good. Death rate is okay. People moving into the city, 1,600 and something per month, but we are losing 850 citizens per month. What is that about? Don't you like it in our city? We have some attractions, we have some parks, land value is okay. So if you have any suggestions on why so many people leave, please let me know, because yes, unemployment is still around 9.8%. I do think that we need a little bit more industry as well anytime soon, because I keep building commercial zones and office zones, but unemployment does not seem really influenced by it. So I think we need some industry as well. But if you have any idea why my people are leaving the city, please let me know in the comments. Do I need to make my city look even more pretty? We can do that. And anyway, before we turn into the detailing of this district, I want to take a quick look at our public transportation as well. So we have one bus line going through the city. Let me see if we can check this out. So my low vision is a little bit in the way with this, because yes, I've created a beautiful color for this line, but I cannot see it on the map. So let me just quickly turn this to a red color. Hopefully that will help my vision a little bit. Can I see it right now? Okay, it's not ideal for me, but I see something. So let's just work with this. Anyway, the Chesterfield line is going from the bus station right over here somewhere. Follow the pink line, Martin. Follow the pink line. No, it's going up to the industry around here. So this is basically like the central point where people can transfer to different bus routes, right? So we're gonna add a few more here, but I'm checking if we can expand Chester line a little bit further, maybe go around our new district, or at least make a stop in between. Let me see, because we have, where's our stop? Are you stopping anywhere here? With the, yeah, right here, right? With the elementary school. Okay, so that's perfect though, because if you go all the way here, you can definitely make another stop right here, right? That's not a big issue. So let me just add another stop right here. Maybe not a stall, but maybe just like a basic one, because it's going to be quite busy on these streets. There we go. And then we can just drag this to here, right? For another stop. And another one. Is it interesting to go maybe around another area? Because you could go like this as well, right? And then like this. Or do we just add another bus route? I think it's better if we add another bus route basically serving this area, going into the bus station, and then maybe go out to this area. So it has a little bit like an overlap with some stops around here so people can easily transfer. If you guys have a better suggestion, please let me know in the comments. For now, I keep the Chester line for what it is and gonna change it back because someone in the chat on stream decided it was supposed to be a green line. I respect that. So let's change it back to a beautiful green color. There we go. Done. Now let's start detailing. Okay, I think we're done detailing this district for now, and I think it also turned out quite nicely. So let me guide you of what I've been doing for the past couple of hours, basically. First off, I've added this small park, as you can see right here. We've added a nice mixed housing building here on this corner from the northeast back, where I can imagine there could be a coffee shop or a restaurant or a bar, something that where the people can also sit outside here and let the children play around a little bit on this playground. I think it's also a nice addition for these apartments where you can look out your window or sit on your balcony and see a little bit more greenery than only cars and this commercial district all the way in the back. Do we keep this color blue? I don't know. It's now like level 3, I assume. Oh, level 2 still. So I'm just gonna check out what it will become on level 5. If I hate the color, I might keep it in a eye-catchy color, maybe a hot pink or a lime green. I do like a pop of color on this corner, but definitely not this blue, but that is for later. Further down this road, we have the big shopping center right here, where I just added some billboards and some extra parking, as you can see. And the funny thing is, the parking is actually being used. I don't know how these cars are getting here, though, because I also basically close it off with fencing around the street. So if a car would park here, they would drive through the fence. But honestly, I don't mind. It looks way more realistic than just an empty parking lot, right? So it basically makes sense. And I've also added these trucks to give a little bit more of a loading dock vibe to it as well. Then we have these apartments based on Hell's Kitchen. As I mentioned before, we added some greenery in between, sometimes a small terrace, sometimes the pocket parks if they fit it in quite nicely. So that's good. But this I do like a little bit better than it was before with the elementary school. The elementary school really pops out because of course, the roof side. But now in the front, we also have this small playground where the kids can play, and this corner where the parents ideally could hang a little bit when they want to pick up the children or stuff like that. And as you can see, we also have posters in the city. I've added these beautiful assets from Sully, which has graffiti, real life posters from brands, even from Netflix show. It is amazing what it does to your city, and it gives a little bit more of that urban vibe to it. For instance, I have it right here with some beautiful street art as well on this corner. I think it makes sense where there's a bus line. A lot of people will be walking by this beautiful street art. And I think it just gives a little bit more of that edgy look around the city. Basically here in the backside as well from all these shops. I've done a lot of detailing with some graffiti, some extra gardens, and here again with a poster from Uber. It's just what that does to your city is just amazing. It makes it way more alive than before. I mean, it takes some time building this, but I think it's worth it. We have added an extra pedestrian bridge here as well, as you can see. This one leads to basically the sporting complex, as I call it for now. But maybe we can make this a little bit more into like a Central Park situation. If you guys want to see that, please let me know in the comments. If you have another idea about this area, please let me know. But I think it makes way more sense for people to have like a direct line, a safe direct line to walk on to this more recreation area. And even when there are still children living here that goes to school into this district, it's a way safer route, which I think is also, of course, quite nice. Other than that, I've done a lot of fencing and hedge building around these apartments and commercial districts, basically to lock off a little bit of the backside of these buildings, because for me it doesn't make any sense, especially when you have like the medical clinic. I think, where was it? Yeah, right here. Basically, you know, if I didn't put these hedges around here, people who are walking here can just basically walk up to the medical clinic. I don't see that as quite realistic. So I just checked out every building, every commercial district a little bit and added some fencing here as well, as you can see, to make it a little bit more dynamic and stuff like that. Another street, though, that I absolutely love right now is the backside of another shopping street with on the corner a beautiful terrace in the sun. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, not here. Because everything is kind of looking alike from my perspective with my eyesight. Let me see. Was it here? I think it was. Yes, it was. So this is a quite busy street because it goes directly into another side of our city, right? So basically it's getting used quite a lot. So we have a lot of traffic, foot traffic, as you can see, but also cars. So I think it would make sense to add another beautiful street art, mural art, I have to say, right here as well. As I saw in the description, this one is based of one in Glasgow in Scotland. So it's based on real life, which I think is so cool. I've never seen this before in my life. I've never been to Glasgow, but the fact that we can put it in our cities right now is really amazing. So whoever made this, you did an amazing job. And then we have, of course, a beautiful terrace to sit in the sun. And then we have all these back gardens that I've added as well to add a little bit more uniqueness to the city and this street as well. And I just love zooming in here, seeing people park their car, basically walk around this neighborhood with their dogs, going to the dog park, going from A to B basically, and it just feels way more alive than before. Oh yeah, and also this is quite funny because this is a quite big street that we have here. Did I say that correctly with this? Yes. So this goes all the way up here, as you can see, all the way to the north, and then it just, bam, it just stops. I don't know if that is realistic or not. Please let me know if it is, and if this also makes sense that we have this on the end of it. I try to make it a little bit more like a part of the city that you don't necessarily want to come, but if you have any suggestions how to make this a little bit more ugly, I suppose, please let me know, because I would love to have some parts of the city that are not beautifully polished as well. Now, before we go, obviously, I have to make this into a district, because that was the whole point, right? So let me grab my district tool and just line out from road to road what we've built here. Which is that is the busy crossing right here. Then we go down all the way to the edge of our map. I think I'm gonna add here a roundabout later, because I think a lot of roads are here coming together in the near future. So that's why I kept it a little bit more open, so I don't have to demolish quite a lot. There we go. And then we have this beautiful official new district, which is called, I don't know, can't see. Let me zoom in. It is called Hickory Junction. Not a bad name. I have to be honest, not a bad name. But if you have another suggestion, please let me know in the comments. If you have a cool name for this district, I will name it accordingly. Let me tend to a few policies as well. Let me see. We definitely want recycling, because garbage is becoming a problem in our city at the moment. And maybe, yeah, let's do energy consumption awareness as well. Why not? Because other stuff are a little bit tricky for me to do right now. So let's keep it at that. There we go. For now, it's Hickory Junction, but if you have a better suggestion, again, please let me know. About the garbage situation, though, our processing speed is a little bit too far behind, so I've added some hazardous waste options, within our landfill and our recycling center, as you can see around the back here. This is just temporarily because basically we're gonna demolish all this industry because this is gonna become city as well, and all the industry is coming around this area or even around this area. But for now, I think we're just on the edge of the processing speed. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, so we are a little bit in the red even, so I have to take a look at that in the near future as well. But for now, I think that's about it for this video. We've done quite a lot. We've added 10,000 citizens within our city, which is quite a big deal. So we do need to expand our services a little bit more. We are still making enough money. And again, urban designers, city planners, and city skyline fanatics, please let me know if I'm making a realistic looking city, because that is the goal right here. So any criticism and suggestions are more than welcome. If you made it this far into the video, I want to thank you, and please don't forget to like and subscribe because that would greatly support my channel, which means a lot. Next time, we're going to take a look at the university, a hospital, and maybe some expanding in our infrastructure. But for now, I want to thank you for watching and have a lovely day. See you next time. Bye-bye.